So last year, I was tagged in and participated in a couple things known as book tags. And so I started to wonder, what could I do to make my own? And so I decided to make my own. So let's do this. Welcome back to BG's Books. I'm Mr. BG, and like I said, I did a couple things known as book tags last year. Basically, they were you answer a couple questions about books or something book related anyway. And so I started to wonder, these book tags are really fun, and not only do I want to be tagged in a lot more, but I also want to make one. So I have one that I'm calling the Favorite Character Booktag. And so basically what this is that I have questions on this paper, and it's just questions involving your favorite ever literary character, and then, we'll see the questions as we go on. So yeah, full disclaimer, I am not aware of every book tag challenge to ever exist. I only watch a very much handful of bookish creators, and not all of them do book tags. So this may very well be a book tag that already exists, which is the favorite characters. But hopefully, if this one already exists, I have hopefully made it different enough to where it's my own interpretation of it. So yeah, I'm very aware that this could not be an original idea at all. I just kind of thought about what a good book tag would be, and I wanted to do it. But yeah, so anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the book tag, which is the favorite character book tag. So, question 1. Who is your favorite character or characters? Because, some books have several main characters, like It or something. But of course, if you guys do not know already, my favorite character is, of course, Carrie White. She is my favorite literary character of all time, so she is my favorite character. What book/series is this character from? And of course, Carrie is from Carrie. That's kind of self-explanatory. She is from her self-titled book. What do you like about your character is the third question. And oh man, such a loaded question. There's a lot to love about Carrie. First of all, she's very bullied, and that's not a thing to like, but I just like how she just kind of is very resilient, I guess, throughout all this bullying. And then, of course, her telekinesis, that's her other biggest thing. But really, I think the favorite thing I like about Carrie is that you feel bad for her and you really want her to succeed in life, but yet you also kind of don't feel bad for her towards the end. I don't really want to get into spoilers, but yeah, really my favorite thing about Carrie is that she's just so well written that you feel bad for her no matter what situation she was put into. And that's just why I love Carrie so much. All right, and so question 4. What are your character's greatest strengths? Well, as I just said, she's quite resilient to the bullying over the years. Yeah, she doesn't like it, but she hasn't really been doing anything about it except taking it, and that takes resilience. And also her telekinesis, that is very much one of her biggest strengths, as you see in the novel. And so those are kind of her strengths. And then 5, what are your character's greatest weaknesses? Also her telekinesis. If you've read the book or at least seen the movies, you would know why telekinesis is also her greatest weakness. And I guess just her fragile mind is also one. She does not put up with bullying very well. Yeah, she's resilient to it, but she does not take very kindly to it. And again, the book and movies will explain why. All right, so question 6. Is your character the author's most famous character? So this one is a little tricky to answer. This all really comes down to a matter of opinion because Carrie was, of course, written by Stephen King, his first book. And so he's made other characters like Pennywise or Annie Wilkes and stuff. So there's a lot of characters to choose from. So I wouldn't say that Carrie is Stephen King's most famous character. I'd say that she's one of his most famous, though. Like, one of them, if that makes any sense. All right. And so, question number 7. What is your character's biggest challenge? The bullying. As I already said, Carrie, she is quite bullied and she wants to do something about it. And then number 8. Does your character overcome this challenge? And yes, she does, at least in a way. Again, no spoilers, but knowing the story would kind of tell you how she does overcome it. All right. Question 9. How does your character change by the end of their story? Okay, well, this one is going to get into a little bit of spoiler territory, but let's just say that Carrie is now seen as the aggressor rather than the victim, if that makes any sense. Number 10, would you love to see your character show up outside of the book/series, and why? And yes, I would love to see Carrie return in another Stephen King book. She was kind of offhandedly referenced in The Dark Tower 6, I believe, and then she was mentioned in The Dead Zone as just a book. But I would love like another book just fully dedicated to Carrie, or even one of the side characters of Carrie, because the world of the book was just so great. And I would love for Stephen King to explore the world of Chamberlain, Maine, or one of the other characters that were in Chamberlain, Maine again, because that would be very fun, and I would love to read that. All right, and then last question, tag some other people you would love to see do the challenge. So, of course, in the other book tags, I got tagged by other people, but since I'm creating this one, I will go ahead and tag some people, because previously all I did was just say that the tag is open for anyone who wants to do it, but I will specifically be singling out 2 people. My choices are kind of the booktubers I follow the most, which are Jessica from Just Book Girl TV, I think that's it, and then Jake from The Bookish Drummer. So, and anyone else who wants to participate as well. So I would love to see you guys do that, but I will say, please make sure to tag me in the description of the video so that I can see your video and see what character you chose and your answers to those characters. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of it for this video. I know it's a little bit of a different one, but I really wanted to make a book tag. And yeah, so as I said, I just really want to see what you guys choose. And if you do not have a bookish themed YouTube channel, or you just don't want to make a video, which is understandable, you can also leave your choice for your character and the answer to those questions in the comment section down below. I love reading your comments. I will definitely be looking through them to see what you have come up with. But yeah, Jessica from Just Book Girl TV and Jake from Bookish Drummer, I challenge you. I cannot wait to see your videos on this challenge. But anyway, yeah, that is it for me. I've been Mr. BG. This has been BG's Books. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video.